baby chick. I am here with my son. We're getting ready for bed. Say hi, Liam. Liam, you want to say hi to everybody? Say hi, buddy. Hello. He turned 11 weeks yesterday. He loves to stand. He drools a ton. And he's actually been a pretty good sleeper. I actually received a question during our last live video. I was talking about baby's first foods and some good ideas for parents when you are starting solids with your little one, as well as sharing some recipes. And one of our viewers asked, Nina, what do you do for your bedtime routine with your son? And I thought, you know what? This is a really good time to probably talk about this with you guys on Facebook Live and hear what has worked for you and tell you what's worked for us and what we're doing. And if you guys have any ideas or pointers or anything like that, I'd love to share and hear, or I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Something that I want to say is I am not here to say that there is one way to do yeah, you agree? There is no one way to do a bedtime routine, sleep training, whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to say that, you know, Baby Wise is the best, or Baby Whisper is the best, or Ferber, or Wise Bluth, or the Sleep Lady. I mean, there's so many different sleep methods out there, and I'm just here to share what works for us, what we're doing, and hear what works for you guys and support other moms, because I think we all can use more sleep. I don't know about you. So yeah, I thought I'd share ours. So this is what we do. We are using the Baby Whisperers Tracy Hoggs method, which is the EASY method, EASY. So it's eat, activity, sleep, and you time. And I thought that one would be best for my son because I started really paying attention to when he was regularly getting up and taking naps and that sort of thing. And it really fell in line with her routine. So I thought this might work for our son. So I tried it out and he's responded really well to it. So what we do is, as he like drools and spits up, sorry y'all. So what we do is in the morning, he starts at 7 a.m. waking up and he eats. I give him about 45 minutes to eat, and obviously he's not eating for a straight 45 minutes. He'll take a break and look around, but I give him about 45 minutes to eat. I breastfeed. Sometimes I have to give him a little bit more via bottle from the milk that I've pumped, and so because he, if you haven't noticed, is a chunk of a kid for an 11-week-old. So we do that, and then we have activity time from about 7:30 to 8:30, or 7:45 to 8:30, and then at 8:30 he goes down for a nap. So his morning nap is his best nap. He could easily sleep for 2 hours if I let him, or longer, probably. But I cap it off then, so he'll sleep from 8:30 until 10. So I get him up at 10, and then he eats again. So it's kind of this same routine. So at 10 o'clock he eats, and then I give him 45 minutes, and then at 11:30 he goes down for a nap, and then he wakes up at 1, and we do all this thing. So at 7 p.m. he eats, and then at 7:30 we start getting ready for a bath time, but I make sure to like let him digest his food. I don't want him to like start spitting up during his bath time. So at 7:30 we do his bath time, and I love this time because it's the time when my husband's home from work, and we get to have this time together with our son. So we go in his room and give him a bath together, and then and then after bath time, well, during bath time while I'm bathing him or my husband's bathing him, we get his pajamas out. we get the owlet out and we get a fresh diaper out and ready. So when he is done, we just wrap him up in a towel and hold him for a bit and get him nice and warm and dried off, and then get him over, get him over to his changing table. You think so too. And then after that, we put on his diaper, and we do infant massage. I think Liam wants to join in on this conversation. You think so? Do you like your bedtime routine? No, he wants to party apparently. So I, when he's done with his bath and has a diaper on, I do infant massage with him. And I don't do a long one. I do something really short just to get his skin nice and moisturized. Yeah, I agree. And then once his massage is done, which my husband's always like, I'm so jealous, this should be my massage. We then get his PJs on, and while I'm doing his massage, Brian picks out his bedtime book. So then we go and sit down and I breastfeed him for a little bit, because at the end of the day, I've noticed that my supply is just hardly anything. In the morning, I have tons of milk, but by the end of the day, I don't have as much. So we then make a bottle for him of the express milk that I have in the fridge or the freezer. And we give him, it depends on how long he'll feed on the breast or how hungry I think he is. But like last night, for example, we gave him, he hardly ate from the breast. So we gave him 6 ounces of breast milk. That may sound like a lot. It is, don't get me wrong, but this guy is a big boy. He obviously, you see this cute belly. He is just wanting to eat all of the time. So 6 ounces definitely, he could have probably eaten more, but I didn't want him to like vomit in the middle of the night. So 6 ounces was good. And while he eats, usually my husband is feeding him for them to bond, and I read him his book. And so we read and he's eating. And then after that, we say our prayers. And then I take him upstairs and I swaddle him up and I rock him for a little bit, and then I put him in his bassinet, which is next to our bed. So I'm in our bed. This is actually where my son was born. If you didn't know, I had a home birth. He was born literally on this bed. And so I sleep right here, and right over there you can see is our bassinet, and we have our DockATot, and we swaddle him up and put him in the bassinet next to us. So, and beside me, I didn't say, also in our routine, when we put our pajamas, we put the owlet on. For us, we love it. It's been something that just gives us peace of mind when we go to bed at night. So we do put that on, swaddle him up, and then put him down. Yeah. And so by the time all of that is done, it's usually 8:30. And 8:30 is when is his bedtime. And the next time he will wake up, it's usually like 3:30 or 3:45 in the morning. That may sound ridiculous, but if you do the math, that's 7 hours. Woo! Hi! That's 7 hours straight. Sometimes he'll wake up at 4 or 5. I know, you're getting tired, bub. You're ready for your bath. I know. I agree. It is getting ready for bedtime, isn't it? So in our, I know, let's do this. How about we give you this? Yeah, I know. It's a rough life, isn't it? Sorry, y'all. You know how it is with motherhood. But yeah, that's what we do for our bedtime routine. So he goes down by 8:30 and we'll wake up sometimes at 3, 4, or 5, but I still think that's a really good stretch for an 11-week-old. He's been doing it for a while now, and I'm super proud of him. And actually that gives me the opportunity to pump in the middle of the night because my boobs feel like they're about to explode. And also then it just allows me to have some milk to give him during the day if he needs more. So I think we have a question. What's up?
We have a couple people asking, do you bathe him every night in the winter?
In the winter, so
and just normal.
And we'll just normal. Well, since he's only a couple weeks old, has only really been winter, and no, I haven't, because I don't want his skin to completely dry out. But sometimes I will just put him in in the bath without using soap, just to have him think it's his routine. But sometimes I'll just go straight to the infant massage. So it's whatever works for you. So I normally would do it like 3 or 4 times a day, but I mean, every night, that's okay too. It's whatever works best for you. Do you have another question? No? Okay, guys. Well, if you have any comments or questions or what works for you, again, we try to use Baby Chick as a platform for moms to share what's working for your babies. So if there's any advice or tips that you'd like to share to other mamas, we would love to have you join in this conversation.
Yeah, there's more. You'll just have to check them out. I can't.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to scroll up and find them.
Perfect. Well, then, guys, I'll be sure to get on later and talk to you guys and answer any questions or whatnot. I'd love to hear what's working for you and your little one. So
I do have another question. Has he always settled easily in the bassinet?
So I am not gonna lie, in the beginning we did co-sleep when he was really little. That's just what I felt, because he was eating constantly. It worked for both of us. I know that's not for everybody, but it worked for us. So we transitioned him to his bassinet with the DockATot inside it, and we had the DockATot in our bed, don't get me wrong. So when we transitioned him over there, because it was his DockATot and he was used to sleeping in it, it was a pretty good transition. And so I think at 3 months, maybe 4 months, just to see how things continue, we'll transition him to his crib. So that will probably be another video that we'll do at another point. So, but yeah, it was pretty simple. I know that's lucky on us, but if you do something that's familiar with them in the beginning, maybe like if you have your t-shirt in there and it smells like you, or something that just makes it a smoother transition for them, it does make it a little bit easier.
And then someone asked, you bathe him 3 times a day? I
Not
think they
3
misunderstood.
times a day. Guys, I meant 3 times a week, not 3 times a day. 3 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week is what I meant. I'm so sorry. So yeah, 3 or 4 times a week will work, but once a day is what I recommend. All right.
And they said that they would love a video on transitioning to a crib.
On transitioning to a crib. I've definitely helped families do that with their babies, transitioning from like a bassinet to their crib or a co-sleeper or whatever, to a crib. So we can definitely talk about that, and I think it'll be very appropriate once I do it with this little guy, because I'm just not ready quite yet. That 3 a.m. or 3 or 4 o'clock, whenever he wakes up, I don't want to have to walk to another room. It's really for selfish reasons right now. But we'll do it. We'll do it soon. So I'll keep you guys posted. But
Well, how often do you pump?
how often do I pump? Honestly, I don't pump very often. Oh, yeah. I don't pump very often. I do it in the middle of the night, and I do it in the morning, because that's when I have the most amount of milk. So in the middle of the night, I get about 7 ounces. And then in the morning, I get about another 5 ounces after he's eaten. So it gives me a good amount, because I only give him a bottle at night. And usually it's 4 or 5, at the most 6 ounces is what we've done so far. So it still allows me to add to our bank. But these are great questions, guys. Thanks so much for joining. I think that's all we have for today. We just wanted to share our little routine with you guys and have you see Liam. But we're going to start getting ready for bed. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye.